Oh no! Oh no! No! Not the mugged. This thing is so forgotten that I actually made an Everything series episode on it and then forgot to drop it. Chippy chop of the morning to you, laddies. Is it finally time for a minecart update? And wait a second. The time on leak was actually kind of right. Annihilate that like button, my update sleuths. Smash subscribe for even more videos. Grab those thinking caps, investigatory eyeglasses, and, well, let's go ahead and have some fun. Minecarts. Oh my god, it's been 84 years. One day, right? One day. So, obviously here, way back when, in, like, the 90s or something, actually, I think it was, like, literally at the same time, the Redstone experimental toggle, and then the one we actually care about today, the minecart improvements. Behind the scenes, right in front of our faces, it seems like Mojang has been building up to something with minecarts for most of the year. Could all of these things, including a very big and important recent one, actually be building up to the minecart update? Well, maybe, just maybe, guys. They've been working on the minecarts so they could actually update them. Or, I mean, they're just playing around. Either way, let's take a look. So as we know from what the devs have said before, if the devs are going to add any of their experimental updates into a major update, that experimental update will have to fit the theme of whatever they were already trying to work on. I also suspect that, of course, if we have an experimental update and they want to add it to the game, like they did in Spring to Life with the villagers, with an A, I think it's probably also a criteria that whatever that experimental update is, it is actually liked. Looking at you, Grandpa Four Eyes. And then a little bit of an obvious one, but if they're going to add an experimental update into the game, well, it actually has to be possible to do on both versions of the game. The minecart update is all fine and dandy, but I guess I don't know for sure, but I suspect that a big problem with the minecart update has to do with this minecart max speed business. I'm obviously not sure for sure. Maybe one of you Bedrock big brains knows a little bit better. But it seems like the minecart max speed toggle might be the problem. Like, can we actually have things accelerate indefinitely or almost indefinitely like this on Bedrock? Hey, I'm not too sure. Maybe, just maybe, the devs have been working on cooking up the minecart changes all this year long for the big finale drop. Our first big change the devs have made to the minecarts over at least on Java edition. Yeah, we'll start there. Well, back in the Spring to Life drop, the first big drop of this year, we had a handful of interesting block states added to the minecart. We had a handful of technical changes that should have hopefully made them a little bit better. On top of that, on the more technical side of the Spring to Life drop on Java edition, TNT minecarts, they had a little facelift to their entity data section. In that same update, they also took a look at TNT minecarts and how they should... Wait, I thought I could throw one of those things. Whatever, you can't stop me, man. They took a look at TNT minecarts and how they should behave when they are thrown at with explosive. Now, 1.21. Whatever, the Spring to Life drop, it was a really nice update. It made a lot of big changes, technical, non-technical, all over the place. With the changes that went down inside of this update, the minecart was supposedly meant to be better and stronger than ever before. But maybe it was because of some of those technical updates we talked about. Or, who knows, maybe they've been messing with things down behind the scenes. But the Spring to Life drop, it actually significantly messed up minecarts. So then, now, we move on to... You're faster than light, boy. You're gone. We move on to the Chase the Skies drop. Inside of this drop, a lot of cleanup had to go down with the minecart. For example, I remember it vividly from like what must have been last year's snapshots at this point, but the devs put a lot of work in behind the scenes to make sure minecarts, when interacting with portals, would actually, well, like, interact with portals correctly. They'd go through them, we'd go through them, and then beautifully, when we go through the portal, the minecart would actually go through the portal correctly as well, landing on the correct side of the portal. And they also made sure that this would work both ways as well, and even down to like what side of the portal it went through. Like, I pushed the minecart through on the left side of the portal, so it needs to come out on the other side of the left side of the portal. It's pretty crazy. Because of something that went down with minecarts behind the scenes, they completely broke in the Happy Gas update. Or no, they broke in the update before. The Happy Gas update had to come back in and clean them all up again. Fast forward ahead to where we are right now, the Copper Dropper, and now, well, the devs here, they done gone ahead and done it again. They're back to minecarts. Inside of this update, the TNT minecart, they fix explosions when they fall. There was like a bunch of issues with the system, and they've gone ahead and improved that. But, of course, as we know, when it comes to Minecart update, Java Edition doesn't really seem to be the problem here. Instead, it seems like the issue might be Bedrock Edition. Hey, look, I bet you've never seen this before. A happy gas inside of the minecart going light speed. Fly, my friend. Aw, you go so far. Bedrock Edition Spring to Life update. Inside of this update, a big move was made to the minecart. Oh my god, we're in the future now. They finally done it. I can't believe it. But minecarts, you see, they're not only about the minecart itself, but if we're going to talk about this experimental toggle here, it's also all about acceleration and movement. If this toggle is to come to the game, we are going to need minecarts to be able to accelerate and move just like how they do on Java on Bedrock. And a huge chunk of general changes that went down inside of Spring to Life that I don't think anybody really noticed here. We have a bunch of changes to how movement will work on servers. This was done largely to make it so players will not just get hit with bans while moving around on the server in different ways. I guess I don't know, but I just kind of wonder if any of these movement changes maybe have to do with the new different minecart movement that might be possible too. Now, jumping ahead quite a bit all the way to Minecraft 1.21.100. In Minecraft 1.21.100, a relatively recent update for Bedrock Edition that introduced some of the copper drop for experimental features, they updated mobs and how they will interact with the minecarts and leashes. Interestingly, it seems like this is a functionality that just literally isn't even here on Java, but you can pull mobs into a minecart with a leash on Bedrock. Now, minecart update. Let's go ahead and pause the game, go to accessibility settings, and somewhere inside of this thing, rotate with minecart. This is the new accessibility toggle where, all right, we're not going to do it for very long, but check this out. When I jump in a minecart and I start moving and I don't touch the camera, okay, okay, look, maybe this is a better way. When I'm in a minecart and I'm moving and I'm not going to touch the mouse, well, yeah, because of that accessibility toggle, oh my gosh, it's amazing. My view, it turns. If this is a new minecart functionality, that needs to be possible on Bedrock, and maybe it is? Maybe? Brand new recently, like as in inside of the update that isn't even out yet, the copper dropper. An interesting new camera functionality has been added to the game, wherein rider rotation lock will apply to cameras when using camera relative movement. I'm not sure for sure, but that sounds a whole lot like that minecart accessibility toggle. And then, bam, we get all the way up to just about current day here. Inside of the previews for the 1.120 update, whatever you want to call it, I don't know. We have all of this Molang business. We talked about it in this video right here, so check it out next if you want. But a lot of this stuff here has to do with movement again, acceleration, speeding, bouncing, turning, all of that stuff. With no changes happening to these minecart toggles and the minecart toggles all being pretty much universally loved, well, it's got me just about wondering if maybe it's about to be time. What do you think? Do you think the minecart update will make its way into the game by the end of the year? Call it down below. Alright, now the other thing that I wanted to talk about today in this video, it has to do with a little post that popped up on r/Minecraft leaks from Chemical Cabinet 304 right at the beginning of this year. Minecraft yearly content roadmap leak. A view spoiler, oh my god, it's so nostalgic. It takes me back to a time when it was freezing outside. So this funny little chart right here, this was actually not the initial chart that was leaked. This was kind of a little bit of a follow-up, copycat leak, if you will, that promised some pretty big things. And wait a second, soaring skies. That's the wrong picture, but that's kind of correct. All right, so let's go ahead and take this quarter by quarter here, because in Q1, we had villager experience. Yep, check, that's good. Wait a second. Dallas, yeah, that happened in Dallas. So, yeah, that was in Dallas, and then it ended up closing. We had a Hello Kitty DLC, and then, oh, yeah, don't even worry about pigs and twigs. We had the update. Then we had the movie release. We had some capes. These two didn't end up existing, though, so okay. And the Friendly Fables update. Okay, all right. Well, look, a lot of this is still definitely incorrect. It's a little bit weird, but it's like they maybe have the gist of things correct. Like, with every single entry so far, they have something correct. Like, capes definitely did release, and one of these capes was a real one. We had the actual update release, just the wrong name. We had a Minecraft Live, but, of course, the wrong update. We had a new villager experience happen later in the year, moving over to London. We had another villager experience cape, except it was actually just the first cape, but you can get it in London too now. And then Soaring Skies. In Q3, we did kind of have the release of a Soaring Skies update, except it was just called something different. Our little update in which we soared the skies, was the Happy Gas update, the Chase the Skies update. So, wait a second. Look, I guess, I mean, a broken clock is right, like, what do they say, like 2 times a day or something like that. But Soaring Skies, this leak, knew that a Sky update was going to be happening. Yeah, a technical release right at the very end of Q2. But, that's interesting. It almost seems like it could be like a mistranslation or something if we wanted to stretch it and make sure this would actually be correct. But, with all of this kind of half correctness going on, let's take a look at Q4 because, oh my god. Spicewood Dungeon 2 revealed. That's kind of heavily rumored, and maybe that will finally be happening. Fortnite. I don't know about that, Chief. Minecraft Live. So we already know that that is definitely happening, but the Festive Frolics update reveal. Oh, gosh, golly. I mean, the track record with the names of the updates, not exactly so hot. But Festive Frolics, man, that's a beautiful sounding concept for an update. An update that potentially adds a bunch of seasonal stuff. And I don't know if they would lock into just the holiday season or if they'd go crazy and add some Halloween stuff and maybe a little bit of reindeer action or something. And, you know, just a bunch of different content into the game so we can spice up our worlds around the many different festives that festive throughout the year. Oh my god, laddies, we are so packed. Festive Frolics update, Minecraft 1.22. Confirmed. All right. Obviously, a little bit of sarcasm there, but what do you think? A seasonal update would totally be kind of a cool vibe for Minecraft, right? Hold on a minute. I think I found one of the most beautiful looking land formations of all time. Dude, that is so sick. Wait, is this... I think it is. My patrons, a huge thank you. Ground Crazy May, Medical Boomstick, Fire Dragon 19, CVM, The Duke, Pixie Phantom, Dev K, Faithful Grimoire, Jilly K, and Lena R. You're the best. Smash like, subscribe. Hope you enjoyed today's video, messing with the format a little bit. Let me know what you thought, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Goodbye.